Hey guys, it's Aislinn, and in today's video, we're gonna be dyeing my hair like a neon pastel rainbow. I am so excited. I just spent the past like 30 minutes mixing up color, and the swatches are so pretty. They're like a vibrant pastel. I was gonna go lighter. I had these ones mixed up, but I decided to deepen them a little bit because I'm getting ready to go to Florida. I'm gonna be swimming in the ocean and in the pool, and I know my hair is gonna fade significantly, and if I were to do like the super pastel colors, it would be out within a couple swims, and I really want it to last the week that I'm going there. So I decided to make them just a little bit more pigmented and go for something more of like a neon pastel. So I diluted all of them with my Ion Sun Care conditioner, and then I used all Lunar Tide's hair color today, and I'm so excited about that. Any chance I get to use one of my favorite hair dye brands, I get so excited about it because most of the time I'm like testing new things, so I don't get to use like my OG favorite colors very often anymore. So I used all Lunar Tides today. Let me run through the shades I used. For the pink, I used Neon Dragon Fruit. For the orange, I used Neon Guava and Neon Tangerine. The yellow, I used Neon Lemon. The green, Neon Lime. For the blue, I used Cerulean Sea. I don't know if that's how you say that, just be nice. And then for the purple, I used Plum Purple. So those are all the colors I used, and obviously I did dilute them a lot with conditioner. Here are the colors in the bowl. Here's what they're looking like, and I'll show you the pink real quick. And here is that pink color. So today we're gonna be doing the bubble technique on my hair. I just think it would look so cute with my new bob doing the bubble technique. So basically, if you don't know what that is, it's such a simple technique to do for beginners. If you love rainbow hair and you wanna try it, but you're like a little bit overwhelmed with the process of all the colors, this technique is such a good starting spot for people who want to try rainbow hair. So basically the bubble technique is you take sections of your hair that are thin, make sure they're thin, so then you just put the color on. So basically I will take the brush and I'll do pink, and then I'll take a slice and I'll just lay that slice directly on top of that pink color, swipe on orange, take down another section, smush it on top of the orange, put yellow on that section, and so on and so forth. So you guys will see me do this throughout the process, so you'll understand it a little bit more. But basically, you don't have to have clean sections. You don't have to worry about missing spots. I will say this technique only is good with pastels. You can't really do this with vivid neons because the colors will get muddled together and it will be a splotchy hot mess. So if you do the bubble technique, definitely do it with pastels or like a more neon pastel, but don't do it with like super dark vivids or super neon vivids. The color definitely needs to be diluted in order for it to look good and work. And you don't have to do it with rainbow. Like if you want to do the bubble technique, but you want to do like pinks, purples, and blues, that would also look so beautiful. And basically it's called the bubble technique because when you look at the hair, it kind of looks like the iridescentness of a bubble. Last time I did this on myself, I did 4 sections. I split my hair down the middle. I had 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I worked up each section just one color after the other in rainbow order. Today, I'm gonna do it a little bit differently. I'm actually going to section off this front top area here, and I'm going to then section off my hair. So now I'm gonna do one section here, one section here, one section here, one section here, and then one section on top. That way, when I apply the color, all the colors will be applied horizontally on my sides and around my head. And then on the top, I'm gonna take slices this way, so that way there's a little bit more dimension when my hair falls down. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip this out of the way. And like I said, it does not have to be precise and it does not have to be super clean partings. You don't have to be super careful with it. Literally just slap the color on and it looks beautiful. So if I did this traditionally in just the 4 sections without doing this top section separately, obviously you're gonna take horizontal sections. So you're gonna have like an overlay of one color like on the top of your head. I just want it to be a little bit different than that. So I'm gonna do the bubble technique, but I'm gonna do it this way. You guys will see when I apply it what I'm talking about. It's easier to show you. I also do have some residual blue and pink left in my hair, but I think the bubble technique is a perfect way to mask the colors and try and move on with my hair journey and stop being stuck on the colors that are left in my hair. I'm gonna start in the back of my head just to get it out of the way. So I'm gonna turn around and do that, and I will voice over this portion so that way you guys can see what's happening in the back of my head. So now that you guys can see the application process, you're going to see how much easier it is. Explaining it is a little bit more difficult, but basically, like I said, you're just taking one section at a time. You're smushing it directly on top of the last section, and then you're just going to apply the color on top. Normally, when I do like rainbow hair or multiple colors, you want to make sure to really saturate each section. But with this, as you're seeing, I'm just taking down one section at a time, laying it on top of the other one, and I'm not taking the section and working the color into the hair. With the bubble technique, because you're doing pastels, it doesn't matter if you leave some blonde peeking through, it's going to accentuate the pastel like bubble technique and the way it looks. So you don't have to worry about missing sections, you don't have to worry about thoroughly saturating, you don't have to worry about colors transferring on one another. As long as you go in rainbow order and you're using pastels, you shouldn't have any issues with this technique, and it's fairly simple. As you can see, in the start of each section, I am placing a foil underneath. That way, there's just something to lay all the other sections on top of. If I didn't use the foil, it would be smushing up against my neck and I wouldn't have something to lay all the hair on top of. So just using a foil at the bottom, and then once you get that whole section done, you can remove the foil. You don't need to leave it there, but just having it as like something to lay the hair on really helps. I was a little bit worried because I did have residual pink and blue in my hair, but because I'm doing the bubble technique and I'm using pastels, I didn't worry about it too much because obviously I'm smushing all of these colors together. So I knew even if the pink and blue showed through some of the colors, it would blend in very seamlessly because I am taking those small sections. There were a couple areas where I applied that light green directly on top of the pink, and I was worried that those areas would be muddied. But because the sections are so small, you're not going to notice those little imperfections. It's all going to blend together really well. And actually, I had pretty good luck with applying colors on the previous blue and pink. As you can see here, I just applied purple on top of the blue. I'm applying green on top of the blue. So thankfully, most of the colors lined up with the previous color and they weren't clashing. So it actually worked in my favor. All right, you guys saw how cool that looks back there? Now we're gonna do the sides. I'm gonna do this side, and then the last part we'll do is the top area. I'm gonna start with purple on all the sections. And with the bubble technique, you definitely don't want to like work the color in. Like I'm not gonna like go back and forth and like really saturate and work the color in. This is like the only time you don't do that. You just slap the color on, bring down the next section, and continue the process. That's what gives it like the iridescent bubble effect. And it helps to have like a little bit of the blonde peeking through. It just makes it look more like that bubble. Much easier doing it on these front two sections, that's for sure. But hopefully this makes sense and it's something you guys feel like is easy and that you can see yourself doing. Like I said, it's a great introductory way to get into rainbow hair color without the commitment, without a lot of work. It's also not as like neon and vibrant as a normal neon rainbow would be, so it's not gonna shock your system. It's a good way to work up to your neon rainbow colors. I am gonna let this color sit on my hair like an hour because it is pastel and I do want it to grab onto my hair. So I'm gonna let it sit longer than like the typical 30-ish minutes because I definitely want the pastels to like cling onto my hair. So I'm actually gonna go watch an episode of the first 48, which is about an hour. And then definitely rinsing using cool water when you do this technique, for sure. Because if you use warm water at all, the color is just gonna go right down the sink because it's pastel. And another cool thing about this technique is all the sections don't have to line up. So in the back area, on my back left section, I ended with purple at the top, and then on my back right, I ended with blue at the top. So you don't have to end with the exact same colors on every quadrant because it's going to all flow together and it's not super pigmented. So the colors don't have to be like super cohesive. I decided to start with purple at the bottom because the last few times I've done rainbow, I've done pink. Like I started with pink at the bottom. And this time I was like, nah, I want to do a different color starting at the bottom and like the perimeter of my hairline. So I decided to do purple. So you'll probably see this side I might end up with a different color on top than the other side. So we're actually going to end with yellow on this side over here. There we go. So here's this side, and I am going to start with purple on this side too. But you can always start with different colors on each section. Like on this section, I could have started with pink. On this section, I could have started with purple. Like you can really switch it up because you're dealing with pastels. Not everything has to be perfect. This technique is like the epitome of imperfection, but it always turns out amazing. And it also looks like you've put in a lot of effort to dyeing your hair when really you're just slapping color on top of each other, and it's not as difficult as it looks. I really struggle with pastels. I feel like that's my weakness in hair color, is mixing up the right depth for pastels. So I'm really hoping that the colors are pretty even in depth and we're not gonna have like crazy dark blue and purple pieces and then super light pink. I'm hoping the tone of them all is about the same. I always try swatching them on paper towels, but it's just so hard to tell with pastels. I need like a formulation, like 1 part conditioner, 2 parts color or something, so that way I can refer to the measurements and mix it up better like every time. I also thought it would be a perfect time to do this technique because I still have so much layering. So I think it's really gonna like showcase all the different colors I have in my hair right now. We're almost done with this section and then we only have 1 section left. The last piece, we're gonna do green. All right, this top area may be the trickiest out of all of them. I'm gonna spin back around to do the top area, and then when I get to about here, I'll spin back around and do the front with you guys. Like I said, normally you would do this technique in 4 sections. So doing the mohawk section this way definitely did make the technique a little bit more difficult, and also it took a little bit longer. But if you're trying this for the first time or you wanted to do rainbow hair for the first time, I would recommend just doing the 4 standard sections and smushing them all together, and it's gonna look great regardless if you do 4 or 5 sections. All right, I'm gonna spin around and try it from this way now that I feel like I'm getting a good portion of it done that's closer to my head. I can now see what I'm doing on this half. I know the sides and the back are gonna look okay. I'm honestly not sold that the front is gonna look okay. And I have that mirror set up behind me so I can somewhat see what I'm doing back there. Some yellow over here, which this yellow piece is literally just gonna turn orange from the pink, but oh well. I am trying my best, even though it may not look like it. I am giving it my all. Okay, this is pink. I'm kind of feeling my way around back there. And then I take my little compact and then see any spots that I've missed. Having the hair in front of your face and doing your mohawk section like this definitely makes the process a little bit more challenging than if you were just to do like the original 4 sections. The original 4 sections makes things way easier, makes it go by faster, and you don't have to have hair in your face, and it just makes it way easier. But we're gonna try something different. Curious on what color we're gonna end with in this mohawk section. This section is pretty blue, so I know the green is probably gonna be darker, but at least my roots are like platinum blonde down to like 1 inch, so at least you'll see the all the different colors peeking out at my root, even if the ends look like garbage. At least the roots will look cool. Moving on to yellow, and you guys see there's still blue here. So this section will probably lean more towards green. We might wind up ending on purple in the front, which would be kind of cool. I'm just letting fate take its course here with these colors. Okay, we're gonna do orange next. We actually might be ending on pink in the front, either pink or purple. Here she is. I'll spin around and show you guys a 360. Here's this side. Here's what the back looks like. Here's this side. So now I'm gonna let this process for an hour. I'm gonna go watch the first 48. Rinse using cold water because I don't want the color to fade. I'm gonna style it and I will be right back to show you guys the finished results, and let's hope it looks like a beautiful iridescent pastel neon bubble. I'm back, and this hair I think has taken the top place for favorite hair I have ever done. It is like, I can't even believe it's real and it's on my head. I never thought it would look this good. Like, it's so much better than what I had ever imagined it to look like. So here's what it looks like from the top. Are you kidding me? Look how gorgeous the top is with all the different colors. When I pull it to the side, you get to see all the different colors around my face, and these are also in rainbow order. When I spin to the side, look at that. Are you kidding? How is this my hair right now? And it's like the most simple and easy technique. You guys have to see the back because the back is just as beautiful as the front and the sides. Here's this side. Look how iridescent and gorgeous the back of my hair is. It is so beautiful, and it definitely has that bubble vibe to it. Just look at the colors. They blend together so well. It is like the perfect example of the bubble technique right here. Like, the colors, the depth of them is beautiful. This hair is literally unreal, and I just cannot believe how good the color came out. I knew Lunar Tides would be the absolute perfect color line to do this look with, so I will leave a link to Lunar Tides in the description down below. I do have a coupon code with them, so if you're gonna purchase hair dye, definitely save yourself some money. I cannot recommend their neon hair color line enough. Like, I use that for neon rainbow hair and it's so vibrant and UV and beautiful, but you can also mix it with conditioner and get like vibrant pastels that are just unbelievable. Like, they are so pretty diluted, and they're also so beautiful with their full neon pigment. I love Lunar Tides, and I just love the way this hair came out. It's like gonna take me a second to realize it's actually on my hair. I also thought it wasn't gonna match my makeup. I thought it was gonna be too neon for my makeup, but it matches my makeup pretty much identically. I'm just so pleasantly surprised, and for such a quick and easy like hair dye method to have these amazing results that look like it would take you hours and hours and hours, and it doesn't take much time at all. I feel like this technique is just so user-friendly and foolproof. Like, you can miss blonde pieces and it still looks good. You can smoosh colors together and that's exactly what you're supposed to do. It looks amazing. Like, there's pretty much no way you can mess up this look, and it just is so beautiful. I love how many different colors you get in each section. It's not like large chunks, it's like super fine pieces of all of those rainbow colors. It is absolutely beautiful. I am obsessed with it. Another good thing about this hair dye technique, as it fades, it's going to fade absolutely beautiful throughout the whole process. All the colors should fade evenly, and it should look even more iridescent and more like a bubble as it fades. It's just gonna go lighter and lighter and lighter until it's eventually like a white color with like hints of rainbow in there. I'm excited to see the fade out process and see what this looks like as it gradually fades. I can't even believe, like, when I'm looking at myself in the monitor, there's no way this is my hair. I'm just so shocked and so happy and thankful that it turned out better than I could have ever imagined. That is all for today's video. Like I said, I will leave a link to Lunar Tides in the description down below. I highly recommend you guys check them out. Also, don't forget to check out my Instagram and TikTok. I actually have been going live on TikTok, and I did this makeup with you guys on TikTok, and so I would definitely recommend checking out my TikTok because I'm gonna go live on there more often just to hang out with you guys. It's just an easier platform, so I will leave all that linked in the description down below for you. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.